Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's go to Abergavenny. Abergavenny is a market town at the mouth of the River Gavenny. It's in Monmouthshire, Wales. It's promoted as the gateway to Wales and is 6 miles from the English border. It was originally a site of a Roman fort and became a medieval walled town. Remains of the Roman fort were discovered when excavating foundations for a new post office and telephone exchange in the 1960s. In the UK census in 2011, the population was 12,515. Abergavenny grew as a town in the early Norman times. There was a Benedictine priory, which is now the Priory Church of St May, and it was formed in the late 11th century. The town contains the remains of a medieval stone castle which was built soon after the Norman conquest of Wales. Abergavenny Castle is a ruined castle. It was established by the Norman lord Hamlin de Balan in 1087, and it was the site of a massacre of Welsh noblemen in 1175. The parish Priory Church of St Mary, which is a medieval and Victorian building. Between the 12th and 13th centuries, it was frequently embroiled in the border warfare and was attacked in 1404. The raiders gained access to the walled town with the aid of local women who sympathised with the rebellion. They let a small party in via the Market Street gates, and they were able to open the gate to allow a much larger party who set fire to the town and plundered its churches and homes, but left the castle intact. Market Street has since been referred to as Traitors Lane. King Charles I visited Abergavenny and presided in person over the trial of a few parliamentarians. This was in 1645. It became a market town in the 13th century with the right to hold 2 weekly markets and 3 yearly fairs. That's all well and good, isn't it? Bit of history, we like a bit of history. But I prefer to walk around and talk nonsense. So let's do that here in Abergavenny. It's even got a map, look. I like maps. So we're here in the heart of Welshy Wales, and they don't have schools, they just have rooms. I do like the gatehouse, but unfortunately it's not good. I like an archway and there's no archway in it. But this is the castle here in Abergavenny. It's famed for filming the Australian version of I'm a Celebrity, Where's My Toilet? This castle here, which is nice. This castle's gold. This is definitely one. I think this one's actually finished, and then I think someone started to knock it down again, which is a shame because it looked like a nice castle, but there's not that much left of it now, which is even sadder. Castle was actually built in 1266, which is unusual because most people call it 6 minutes past 1. Well, with the look, quite a nice ruin. The Angel Hotel is famous for the theft of the Bentley logo, which they hide at the back. The sneaky sources at the Angel Hotel wouldn't, well, you wouldn't think that they had the Bentley logo, would you? The original. It's worth billions, I think. Mind you, there's another hotel here, and they're proud of what they've nicked. They've even named the blinking hotel after it. It's the King's Head Hotel. And you can even look and touch the King's Head if you want. What a load of bull. The Angel Bakery makes money by selling stuff. Don't know what. The tower behind me has got a clock on it, so they call it the Clock Tower. Genius! Took them ages to come with the name. The architecture in the town centre is very medieval stroke Jacobean in style, which is possibly some of the best that you can actually have of architecture. Just walked past some kids and they shouted something at me in Welshie. I didn't understand what it was, but I don't think it was a very nice thing that they said. If I find out though, I'll get very, very cross indeed. Not that I can do anything. The neon sheep is changing into another animal. Individuals here have an interesting way of trying to get themselves a job. There's a butler called Burton, and he's come up with this advertisement, which I think is really clever, but I shouldn't address myself, thank you. They have a cafe here named after everyone's favourite train traveller. That's right, it's named after Chris Tarrant. That's extreme. Hair place there called Always Sunday. Well, it's Sunday today, but it's not always Sunday. And you think with it being called Always Sunday, it might be open on Sundays. But it's not, it's closed at the moment, so I don't get it. Makes no sense whatsoever. But hell, we are in Welshie land, so. Views are nice though. Abergavenny is very proud of its history and heritage, and here we see a statue that represents a typical Welshie and a sheep looking concerned. I've also got a peacock's. Happily it's closed at the moment. Just trim it and keep it clean. A constitutional club is a club made out of people's constitution. Sadly, they have to keep making them because they're not very strong, but they are very good for stunning things, usually with the smell. Behind me there is a very nice, moderately sized church. I won't say it was massive, but it is very nice. Behind me is a very nice, modestly sized church. Maybe, I don't know. They're in competition with each other. I wonder if they do the same prayers and things at the same time. You know, like a petrol station that's next to another one. And they always seem to have the same prices, coincidentally. I wonder if they do the same thing here. We'll do the same prayers. But it's just a coincidence because our prayers are better said than the other one. I don't know what the reference is, but some murals, or a mural of two people. This is an interesting one. Nicole's Concept Jewellery Store. Now the concept of jewellery is that for a bit of stuff that comes out of the ground that gets hammered a bit, you pay a fortune for to put on and wear, and that makes you look like a complete pillock. That's the concept of jewellery as far as I get anyway. I've not seen this before. Air Ambulance charity shop, I've seen that before. But these ones actually use the air ambulance to deliver the goods. Wow! I wonder how much it costs. This place here named after one of my favourite actors who died far too young. I mean, Leonard Nimoy. It's a tragedy, that. They have a Colosseum here as well, which is a bit antiquated. It's where lions go around slaying people of different religions. We are in Wales. I guess it's new to them. Domino's. Now hiring. Seems a bit silly to me because they're going to have to keep replacing that ramp, aren't they? I mean, look how far they've gone already. If you like your trees real, then why wouldn't you? You can do a lot worse than come to Abergavenny because they've got shed-loads of them in the park. If, however, you can't be arsed with all the picking up the leaves and sweeping up and everything, but you still like trees, well, you can come here to Marisons where they've got metal trees that all they do is shed a bit of rust every now and then, which is more environmentally friendly. Possibly. Georgie Games, it says here. I'm sure that's very interesting, but people have been more interested in actually, you know, what you do for a living rather than what you do as a hobby. A bit like Diane here. She's a hair studio, so you know what she does. Shimples. The building behind me is the market, which they have the freshest food I've ever seen. Look at that. They put all the animals alive up in the sky, and then you pick one and then they'll chop it down, chop it up, and you take it home. Don't get fresher than that. Amphitheatre seems to be the next big thing in towns at the minute. This is a massive one. The Welshes tried to do the Victorian trick of the walkways that are covered so you don't get wet when it rains. But this, it's too narrow. But to be fair for the Welshes, you get two people side by side on this, so maybe it does work. It just doesn't work nowadays. I always thought Abergavenny was a holiday resort. And I think the people around here think it might be as well, what with these holiday huts sticking everywhere. I do love a good gargoyle every now and then. And this church has got 4, at least, stunning gargoyles. Some people might think this place is nuts. At least that squirrel was looking for him anyway. I love a good block window, but I prefer a door that's totally impracticable. That one wins. Another locked up door. Fantastic. It's even got a little moat running around it as well. I think when they built this, plumb lines hadn't been invented. So if you want to come somewhere that's got nice Jacobean architecture, a few churches thrown in for a smattering, the freshest meat market you'll ever see in your entire life, and a castle that's sadly had better days, I think it's fair to say. You could do a lot worse than come to Abergavenny. Mind you, you could do a lot with that. Well, I don't know. It's been a long day. Till next time. Bye. Where shall we go today? Where shall we go? Where do you want to go today? Let's go to... Saw a shop back there that I think sold microwaves, I wasn't sure. Bing!